I got this top handle Stihl chainsaw for free. So let's see if we can get it running. The first thing that I wanted to do was check to see if it even had spark. When I got this chainsaw, the previous owner had no idea anything about it. It was gifted to him and he never tried to get it running. So we'll start off by taking the spark plug boot off. That thing was definitely a pain in the ass, but managed to get her. I realized I can't get a spark plug socket down in there without removing this part of the handle. It gets in the way a little too much. So we'll go ahead and take that screw out. There's just two. And then we'll go ahead and pull this one out that's on the other side here. There we go. Move it out of the way. And now we can fit our spark plug wrench on it. Slip that sucker on there. Breaker free. She was a tight one. Back that thing out. Let's take a look at the spark plug here. It doesn't look too bad. She's pretty charred up, but we'll give her a test here anyway. Now, you can't see it for some reason on the camera, but this thing actually had immaculate spark. It was nice, bright blue. It's hitting every time. Looked very good. So we'll go ahead and throw a compression tester on there in the meantime. Take her to the floor, give her some pulls, and she was sitting right about, it dropped a little bit on that gauge there, but it was sitting about 125, which, I don't love, but it's enough to run. Put that spark plug back in its hole. Go ahead and put the boot back on. There we go. Wait for the click. Solid. Now we can go ahead and bolt this handle back on. Decided to do a fancy little time lapse here. And we'll just, we'll get started on this carburetor because I know for a fact it's not even worth trying to start this thing without going through it first. So we'll go ahead and take this top cover off. Get access to the air filter. And we'll just pop that guy off there. It's kind of a weaselly little sucker. Now we'll just go ahead and take these two screws out on the carburetor so we can pop it out. We'll move this tank vent out of the way here. Kind of got to pry the carburetor off of the gasket. It's been definitely stuck there for quite some time, that's for sure. Now we'll go ahead and take the fuel line off. Pull it right out there. And then we'll pull the throttle cable off. Sometimes these can be kind of a pain, but this one wasn't too bad. And there's the carb. Onto a paper towel so I can kind of organize everything and not lose it. We'll pop everything off with the old Milwaukee screw gun here. Got 4 small screws on this side. 4th one there. We pull that cover off. Yep, and there's some sawdust in there. I've seen a lot of saws that run great with sawdust in there. That screen does a pretty good job. That diaphragm there. Gotta pry it off. We gotta be very careful because I do not have parts on hand for this saw. I go ahead and I just work my way around it with a screwdriver, being very, very careful. And then we can just pull it right out. And there it is. And on the other side, it's just one screw. Almost all these carburetors are the same, or very similar anyway. And yeah, this side's not looking too good either. You can see down in there where that fuel screen is. It's pretty clogged up. That screen did a good job, as you can see on my screwdriver tip. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this off here, get a better look at things. This looks pretty clean. Take the blowgun out. We'll just blow every hole we can possibly find. Now I'm going to pull this screen out of here before I blow it into oblivion. I'll give everything a nice soak down and carb cleaner before we give it another blow down. Now I should pull the needle and sheet out, but I just was not feeling it because I hate messing with that spring. Such a pain. Now here's where I make a fatal mistake. As I tried not to blow that screen away last time, well, I did it off camera here, you can see, but I just sent that thing into Narnia. But for the sake of keeping things moving, we're just gonna not reinstall a new one. It's still gonna run without it. Now I wouldn't do that with a customer's saw, but this is just to see if I can get this thing running. So putting everything back together here. We got the 4 screws on this side. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. We'll stick that gasket and cover back on the other side. Sometimes you gotta move the throttle linkage a little bit just to get it to seat, as you can see here, right there. And we'll pop that single screw back in, and we got an assembled carburetor. Now, putting this car back on, there is so much that I filmed that is just of me struggling. I got probably 20 minutes. I couldn't remember. So there's those 5 holes that are on that throttle, and I couldn't remember which one the cable went into. So I experimented for quite a while to try to get it in there right, but we got it. So we got those 2 screws. We're gonna just bolt back in there. There we go. Reroute that tank vent again. Just get it in there so it's not flopping around. Stick the air filter back on, make sure it's the right way, obviously. And there's a pretty simple choke mechanism. It just covers up the intake of the carburetor. And it's just one single bolt for that guy there. And there we go. Now we can go see if this thing will run. She's all finished up. I got ahead of myself. I better make sure that there isn't some old gas in there. So we'll pop this fuel cap off. Taking a look down in there, and oh boy, is that some stinky liquid. So I dumped that out, and I got some nice fresh AMSOIL I'm dumping in here, some 50-to-1. This is my favorite fuel and oil, or premix I should say. We'll work that cap retainer back in there, screw the fuel cap on, and we are ready to see if this thing's gonna start up. So here we go, first start, or first attempt. As you can hear, it definitely needed some tuning, so I took it to the bench, I adjusted the low speed fuel screw and the idle a little bit, and now just listen to this. Now listen to that. Now stay tuned, we're going to see if we can get this thing listed and see if we can sell it for. Remember, it's a free saw!